Shalom, we are the Hebrew Israelites, and we're coming to prophesy the downfall of these wicked kingdoms which are seen taking place in front of your eyes, day to day, week to week. And first and foremost, we like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Give double honors to the elders who have come before us, giving this word in all truth and sincerity, and our brothers on the highways and byways preaching this word in all truth and sincerity. Shalom, and without further ado, we're gonna start our lesson. The title of this lesson today is called "The Fall of Empires," or "The Fall of Kingdoms." So it's actually a special thing when you see something like this happen in your lifetime, because history has told us, secular history as well as scriptural history has told us about the falling of many nations. You know, in these end times we've got a mixture of all the past empires in this one wicked Babylonian empire, which is also known as Egypt, aka Sodom, aka Rome. You know, so we in the grand finale of this whole thing, the age of dynasties is coming to an end, which is going to be replaced by one great dynasty that is going to rule forever and ever.
That's right, man.
Upon the earth.
That's right.
You know, with a greater sense of rulership knowledge than ever before. You know, so the Most High lifts up and He casts down as well. So that's what's been going on throughout the times, throughout the ages. We've had a microcosm of how the kingdom would look through the time of Solomon, and even that didn't do it justice. But you know, a few things had to come to pass beforehand, and we're gonna go. Look, we can't get every single piece of history beforehand and put it into this lesson, but we're going to give you digestible tidbits so you can know that this ain't a new thing. We're living in a time of an empire crumbling.
That's right.
You know,
That's right,
and it's gonna be a great destruction upon the earth. Like never before, like never seen before.
God, that's right, man.
You know, so yeah, you got that, bro?
Yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8, and it reads, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil."
Of what? Of war and of evil.
And of pestilence.
And of pestilence. So we've got all those things going on now. I mean, that's like that features predominantly on the menu of destruction which is happening in the earth right now. You know, war. You've got war. You've got minor skirmishes happening in the earth, which are not so minor anymore. And then you've got the rumors of war. You know, rumors of what? World War III. It's on the horizon.
That's right. And may I say something?
Yeah, go on, bro.
Now, okay. Let me break this. That's all right. Let me break this down a little bit, right? It says the prophets that have been before me prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war, of evil, and of pestilence. Okay, so basically, like the real prophets, the ones that are not the false prophets that the Bible speaks about, are the ones that are prophesying of these things. Now, when do you hear the Christian church, who are supposed to be the prophets of the Lord, according to this world, right? When do you hear them prophesying about these things? They prophesy smooth things and deceits, as the scriptures say. Okay, they don't prophesy against great kingdoms. They don't prophesy against America. They love America. They want America to continue. They constantly say to the congregation, God bless America. okay, when the Most High is trying to destroy America. Okay, the Most High is not about to save America. It's prophesied it's going to be destroyed. And against great kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilence. When did they ever bring out anything about war and about evil and about the pestilences that are plaguing the earth today? The prophets, the true prophets of the Most High, who are out on the corners, not hidden in these whorehouses anymore. They're here for your eyes to see on the street corners for free without handing out an offering plate to the public. They're the ones prophesying the things that the Most High is talking about, man.
Yeah, yeah, and that's true. That's absolutely true, because the ancient prophets have begun standing back upon their feet in these last days. You know, everybody's back here now. Everybody's back for the final countdown. You know.
That's right.
So you've got those men. Pontius Pilate is back here. You know. Your ancient Roman generals who persecuted Jake is
That's
back
right.
here.
All them that pierced him.
Yeah, Elijah, Moses, all the prophets of old, they back here.
That's right.
The disciples.
Woe is me, he said. Esdras. He said, who will deliver me in those days?
That's right.
You know, because you know, if he's talking about who would deliver me in those days, and what did that mean? He was going to live forever until now? No. It meant that he knew he was coming back, because he understood the scriptures. He understood the Most High's laws and ways, man. He understood reincarnation. That it's not just of Hinduism. Okay? It says, okay, this is Jeremiah 28 and verse 9. It says, the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh have truly sent him. Okay, so this is what I was just talking about. You know, it's going to be evident who the real prophets are during these last days. And if you're in denial of who the real prophets are, then it means that you're wicked, man. And you are one of the people that the Bible speaks about destroying. And you're too blind to see that it's talking about you. You understand?
And you know, this mass capitalism brainwashing that has taken place over the last few decades of the masses, where you think you've got to get ahead in this life in order to make it, in order to live comfortably. If you're seeing through the plagues and the trials and the tribulations that have hit the world now, that you know, money is irrelevant now.
That's right, man.
The grace of the Most High is what's going to get you through this. You know, because even these entertainers are miserable. You know, sold your soul. You know, sold your soul. It was a crappy deal. Few toys like a Happy Meal. I mean, come on, man.
I got a link I'll bring up relating to that.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Lisa came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. I'm spaced out, dog. I be on that moon talk. I wonder if God asked Mike how to moonwalk.
You know, you gotta get your heads right, Israel.
That's right.
Know that this we here to pass through. You know, we're not here to enjoy the fat of the land. There is no fat to have. These nations that are getting judged have taken the fat off the top of the cream already.
That's right.
There's nothing left for you. They can give you riches within your hand, but abundance of misery will follow for that. Just ask Michael and Whitney. You know? So you got to gird up your loins as a man for these in these last days, because true afflictions are coming onto the people.
That's right, man.
You know, real deals, things you ain't even seen before.
It's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a time that has never been since before there was a nation, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read the book of Proverbs, 11 verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Yeah? That's what we're coming into, mass death. Mass destruction. You know? Riches profit nothing in the day of wrath. We are in that day of wrath. You know, the falling of empires have always been a significant event throughout history.
No empire lasts forever, man.
Yeah.
The only one that's prophesied to last forever is our empire, which is coming next after the fall of this current one that we're living in. This is the final, man. We're in the toes of Daniel's dream.
That's right. You're not going to believe anyway if the Most High didn't give you that spirit of belief. But we're talking to you that believe. You know, we know there's a lot of distractions around this thing. You know that this ain't the only be-all and end-all of every man's life, because you've got to step out of your house every now and again. When you step out of your house, a multitude of demons are hitting you from left, right, and center.
That's right,
as is the nature of today.
That's right.
But you got to try and get yourself right. When you come to serve the Lord, set yourself aright.
That's right.
You know? And I'm going to go to the book of Daniel, chapter 2. I'm going to start at 31. This is in the Babylonian captivity of Israel, when Israel got carried away into the land of Babylon, which is known as Iraq today, in the regions of Iraq and Iran. In that region, that was the headquarters of the empire. I mean, their land and influence stretched far beyond their borders, but that was the headquarters of their empire. Like Washington D.C. is the headquarters of the ruling empires of today. You know, in fact, there's three of them, I believe. It's Washington D.C., London's financial district, and the Vatican City in Rome.
That's right. So that's the three false prophets.
Frogs.
The three frogs.
Yeah. So
the
that's
spirits like frogs.
Right. So in this time, the empire was situated in that region, the region of the Chaldeans. Yeah. Okay. So it goes Daniel chapter 2 and verse 31. He's talking to Nebuchadnezzar after a dream, and it says, "Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible." Yeah, because it's mighty. This image represented mighty kingdoms. So terrible in its destructive power. You know? This image's head was of fine gold. Yeah, the head of fine gold, which was the Babylonian Empire. You know? That Babylonian Empire, Nebuchadnezzar was like the supreme ruler of most of the world at that point, you know? Just him. You didn't have no NATO alliance. You didn't have no, you didn't have a European Union, like how Esau is divided in these days. It was just him, sole ruler. It was
a great kingdom at that time.
Yeah.
That's why it was made of gold. Gold is very precious.
That's right. That's right. His breast and his arms of silver. So the breasts and the arms were of silver. That indicates the Persian and Medo-Persian empires that came up after the Babylonian Empire, right? Because they come up after. And then it says, his belly and his thighs of brass. The brass was the Greeks with Alexander the Greek and his 4 generals which divided up his conquest throughout the world. We're going to read a bit about that in the book of Maccabees in a while. His legs of iron. His legs are made of iron. The iron represents the Roman Empire. You know? Very vicious empire. Very destructive conquerors within the earth. His feet, part of iron and part of clay, which signifies the iron is still there, which means the Roman influence, the second leg of this Roman Empire is still going on, but not as strong and finite as the one before.
That's the beast whose whose wound was healed.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not talking about an Antichrist that had his eye gouged out, and then all of a sudden his eye got healed.
That's right.
You know, because that's the kind of fairy tales Christianity teaches, man.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
lot don't understand this book, man.
Yeah, that's not a guy running around with one eye, with an arrow in the eye.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, or miraculously got healed in front of everyone on live TV.
Yeah.
These people, man.
No, that's garbage. This is talking about empires.
God.
You know, talking about kingdoms. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Right? So that stone that was cut out without hands, that's you know, that's gonna smote that image. That shows you that image is the last empire, and that shows you that all of this is gonna go down in the last days which we're living in. You know, gonna get broken into pieces. You know, through us preaching and declaring the wickedness of Babylon, this wicked kingdom, and the wickedness that Esau has been portraying upon the earth. These kingdoms are falling through the power of the scripture.
That's right, man. It's a powerful weapon here, man.
That's right, that's right.
You lot don't understand what this book is.
You know, we casting light in the darkness with this, us and other brothers. You know, and also, fundamentally, the nukes, the ICBMs, that's going to hit.
And most high willing, we're going to go into an in-depth lesson on that topic very soon, because there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that this Bible is talking about nukes. That's how the destruction is coming. That's how the second death is going to unfold in earth, man.
Yeah, and when those nukes hit, all that foolishness of past kingdoms is going to be put asunder and burnt up, and make way for a new kingdom to be established upon the earth.
An everlasting kingdom.
You know, so this last kingdom is an amalgamation of all these other kingdoms before it. You know, predominantly a Roman Empire, but that clay symbolizes the, you know, symbolizes the dregs of the other societies that have become part of it. You know, so in verse 35 it says, to show you that the amalgamation is there. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together. So you see, that shows you it's an amalgamation of all these past empires, because it was broken in pieces together. Where did it hit? It hit the feet. Didn't hit the whole body. That stone hit the foot of the image. Yeah.
That's right.
Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor. Blowed away. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. So this little stone that we have here, you know that we're lively stones. As the Most High said that we are, as Yahushua said that we are. We're lively stones. So this small stone that smote this image down, what does it say? It became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. The whole earth is going to be under the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. And that's the way it's going to be.
That's it, man.
That's the way it's going to be.
That's right. Yahushua is going to rule with an iron rod, man.
We don't care if you like it or not. That's the way it's going to be.
And a lot of you are going to have to be whipped into shape, man.
And you will fall in line.
That's right. You will fall in line by force. Alright? That's how it's going to be. Because we ain't having the world return to this condition ever again.
This is madness.
This is
gone
madness,
too far.
yeah.
And even when the Lord is showing His anger upon the earth, you continue because you are so far removed from the things of the Most High that you cannot even see when judgment is befalling you.
I know. You might be blaming the Most High for all this that's going on. Well, ultimately it is Him doing it.
Yeah.
But you gonna act like it's His fault, or that He don't exist because of it. Because how could there be a God if all this badness is happening? This is a common excuse, a cop out for you lot to believe in this book, man. To believe in the truth.
That's
Common
right.
cop out, and it's getting old now. It's getting played out, man. You lot have shallow minds if you cannot look around you and see that this didn't come from some big bang. You know?
That's right. That's right. I mean, what more should be shown to you now? You know? This voice is going throughout all the earth. It's going throughout all the earth.
That's right, man. Four corners, man.
And once Israel hears and the elect are sealed, that's a wrap. And you see by the way things are accelerating that's close.
Yeah.
You know?
It's undeniable, man, at this point. It's time to wake. It's high time to wake up out of sleep, man.
How much longer must you be told? You are void of understanding.
Absolutely void, man.
Especially you, sons of Edom. You are void of understanding.
Especially you. You have not a spiritual bone in your body, man. Your pineal gland is calcified.
You're just eating up, thinking it can't get finished. It's getting finished. This earth needs to be. It needs a break.
It needs to be purged, man. You know, you can look and tell mathematically that we cannot continue going in the direction that we're going. But who's the rulers of this earth? The scriptures say the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. And when the wicked rule, people mourn. So therefore, this is the result of when the wicked rule, man. But the good news is that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth.
That followed.
And that's relating to that dream of Daniel's vision, which my brother here was just bringing out. And how this next kingdom that's coming is the everlasting kingdom. Right, so this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and I'm going to start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
Oh, right, that's brilliant to actually, when shall be the end of the first? You know, when shall be the end of that whole image that we have been hearing about? You know what I mean? When shall that come to an end? And everything that came beside it as well, like I was saying before, the Ottoman Turks, the Mongols, and various other nations that have cropped up here and there, who have flexed their muscles upon the earth at one time or another. Yeah, go on now.
Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
So we get to understand that this here in the last days is the grand finale, the big fight scene. The big fight scene, yeah?
Yeah, because they've been beefing since the womb, and this is the grand finale.
Yeah, but Jacob ain't fighting. That's the whole thing. You know, our Lord is fighting
For us.
you
right,
you
man.
can't win, man.
Yeah, you're screwed, man.
Yeah, go on.
You're sore afraid, yet first fight, man. Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth.
Yeah,